Today I'm going to show you how to troubleshoot your bike. A lot of the new bikes, they have fuel pumps on them and fuel injectors, throttle bodies. My bikes, they're older school ones, they're still carbureted power, and I do a few things to keep them going well. The other day I was trying to start my bike and it seemed like the choke lever wasn't working. Although I was pulling it, it just wasn't giving me that high RPM. You can always tell the difference in the way that it sounds when you're pulling the choke lever and then when you let it go. So this one particularly is on my Suzuki. It's an 05 Suzuki GS or GF 500, something like that. And I'm going to show you what we're looking at. I'll also attach some links in the description below on some of the things that I use on this bike and some of the stuff that I have on the bike, like my pod filters that I use for this. I deleted the big air box, put pod filters. More of a look type of thing. I'm sure it increases a little bit more air going to the motor, but it looks great. So let's go ahead and hop into this. Right here we are looking underneath the gas tank. I just got it hoisted up. There's a few different things that I use on here. I use this aftermarket fuel pump here, and I got it switched to where everything runs on reserve. All my gas is getting pulled from reserve, and I got the on cap, which is this one. There usually is a fuel line coming off of here, but I have that capped off. Okay. Also, I got me a shutoff valve right here because sometimes these original fuel pumps want to leak, and whenever I'm about to turn my bike on, all I do is I turn the shutoff valve on and I can commence to go ahead, turn it to reserve. Actually, I'll probably prime it by putting it all the way up top here. It'll allow gas to go in from the tank. But when it's in on, nothing's coming out because I got it capped off. So these are the pod filters I was telling y'all about. I will be putting a link in the description below. They're easy to use, and then whenever I need to take them off, let's just say I think it's not starting, I can take this bad boy off, spray some starter fluid right in there. Let me show you how this choke lever works. So you'll pull it in to fully choke it in and out to release it. So this is how the choke lever should work. So see this lever right down here? Once we pull it down, it will choke the bike. That'll allow less airflow, more fuel mixture. What we're gonna do is to let it go. That's when the bike is warmed up, and that's how that should look. So it should be moving freely like this as you're rotating your lever if it looks like this. Now on my old school Harley, it is a little bit different. And this is going to be a 2883 choke lever. You actually pull it out like that. But it is the exact same concept. So instead of it being on the handle for the choke lever, it's going to be on the side for the Harley. Just trying to go for a ride. The heck? It looks like a piece of grass. So the main thing that I have noticed about bikes that have carburetors, so whenever you leave that gas inside of the carburetors, it does gum up after time. It makes these bikes impossible to stay running off of choke. If you ever have a bike that has carburetors, it can be a dirt bike. You pull your choke on, the bike runs, but as soon as you take the choke off, it stops running. Then you have dirty carburetors. Most likely, I would say 9 times out of 10, that's gonna be the issue. So what I always love to do, me personally, whenever I pull up with my bike, instead of me just turning the bike off, I like to cut off the fuel petcock completely. So cut the fuel petcock off and I let the bike run. What's going to happen is the bike is going to run until it uses all the gas that's inside the fuel bowl, and then it will die because there's no more gas. With the bike still on, I'm not going to kill it, okay? See fully on, she's fully running. What I'm gonna do is I am gonna turn off the flow of gas that's coming to it. Also, I have a insurance policy petcock in here. That's just a valve. The valve shut off. I got my gas shut off, and I leave my bike running. And we just wait for her to cut out, or you can add some gas. All we're doing is we're gonna wait till all the gas gets burnt out of the carburetor bowl, and then we'll know the carb is dry. We don't gotta worry about dirty residue or anything like that if we got fuel in the tank. And we'll be good to not start this thing for a week, 2 weeks. As soon as we go to ride again, turn everything on, it's going to be a little hard start because there's going to be no gas inside of the carburetor. But you won't worry about it turning on, and then when you take the choke off, it not staying on from it being dirty. She's starting to slow down now. All right, and she finally died out just long enough for me to go grab me a hug. If y'all know anything about these old school juices, we used to drink them when we were younger. So that's how I dry out my carburetor bowl. Now that I got my choke adjusted, I had to double check. The choke was sticking. Now I got it unstuck. We're gonna go ahead and crank this bad boy up. Pulling on my choke lever. She's on a full choke. It's gonna take it a minute for it to start because I always run my carbs dry. Now you see that really high rev? It's revving higher and higher because I got the choke pulled in. So I can go ahead, tune my choke down. And I can let the bike warm up. I put the choke lever all the way in. She's revved up super high. Bring the choke lever down. It levels her out. So the choke lever, right now, I got the choke all the way off. She's revved up right about there. I can just let the bike warm up right there, choke all the way off. I like to usually let the bike warm up for, I don't know, 2-3 minutes. That is the basics of how the carburetor functions on a bike, okay? I'll be doing another video on the difference of the Suzuki and the difference in the Harley Davidson. Clearly the sounds are different. I'll go by like the feelings of it, what's easy to drive, what's not. We'll just go down a list of different things that make them different so that you can decide what route you want to go when it comes to purchasing a bike. Ninja bikes are pretty good. Harleys, dogs. They're just dogs, okay? Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel, like, share it to your friends. Also hit that link, join our Facebook community. Our subscribers hub is gonna have tons of other content that's gonna be very, very useful for all y'all out there that are DIYers, okay? I'll also be attaching some links into the descriptions below on my YouTube. Make sure that you check those out if you're getting yourself into bike riding or if you already know a little bit about it. Until the next time, Puro Mobile Repair Service, we are out of here.